Hello there, my crafty friends. It's Ashley Pfeiffer, the maker behind Stamped AF. Please let me know if you can hear me. I don't want to repeat last week's mistake. Just need to sign in. Of course, I used the wrong browser and it's not supported. Oh, yeah. I hope everyone's having a wonderful week. If you join me, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you can hear me and see me because, of course, I can't get on here. And hopefully you can't hear an echo. I can hear my typing like in stereo. Whoops. I'm going to move this over here so that you can see that I'm here. So how is everyone's week going? There we go. There's the right password. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Hear and see. Thank you, Marilyn. Okay, so let's get on with it. Of course, everything wants me to check things on my device, and I can't access my device. So, hi, Chris. Hi, Marilyn. Who is excited to see some cuteness with the Conversation Bubbles bundle? So, I've had a nutty week. I have been trying to do at least a couple of reels and sharing the same product all week with a theme. This week has gotten away from me. In one sense, it's like, how is it only Wednesday? And in another, it's like, it's already Wednesday. Hi, Karen. Hi, Judy. So I have a couple of ideas using this. I do have one sample that is ready to put together, but I want to show you how to color it. So the reason I am sharing the Conversation Bubbles bundle, which is a mouthful, is because this month's the February Handmade at Home is featuring the Conversation Bubbles dies, which are so stinking cute, with the Taco Fiesta stamp set. So I have my Google form ready to go. I just need to share it. So I will create a blog post. And who would like to see my 3 cards for the month? I don't have Denise's with me, but I can show you mine. So that will be the deadline to register is the 5th of the month. The January deadline has already passed. That was the Share a Milkshake class. So this adorable die set with the Taco Fiesta stamp set. Yes, please. Oh, tap yes on your phone or tablet. I wonder if it will give me the option without, you know what? I'm gonna have to trust that you can see what I see. And the computer that I view this on is dedicated only for this. So it doesn't have anything logged in for anything other than StreamYard. The instructions, by the way, for StreamYard, if you would like to be able to comment and have your name show, you need to grant access to StreamYard. I'm sure you've heard this a million times because everyone is using StreamYard. I told you last week I'm going to have a new setup. There's one piece that I haven't fully mastered, and I don't want to do it until I've mastered it. So, would you like to see my cards? I'm going to show you. So in case you haven't seen the Taco Fiesta stamp set, this is a standalone. There are no coordinating dies, so must love fussy cutting or have the brother scanning cut. You got it, ladies. So here are my 3 cards. So a cute little taco trio. I'm not going to show the inside because we need something as a surprise, right? And then your nacho average friend. I love that. And then this one. This one might be my favorite, but it was also the most difficult to put together. Not that it will be for you, but the decisions were like, I can't remember. There's something about being paralyzed by decision. I was at that stage. Okay, so that's all there is for announcements. We are going to get into some cuteness. So I would have loved to have had samples galore to show you, but I have bits and pieces. So I thought what I would do is die cut a whole bunch of these. Now, when I started designing for the Handmade at Home class, I die cut each of the bubbles. And then I taped for those that have a secondary piece. I just taped them in so that I could see it. And I thought, Ooh, I have an idea. I want to recreate a card that I made. I'm going to say it was a year, maybe two ago. It was with the Hey Girlfriend. Well, Hey Girlfriend was one of the stamp sets that I used. But it was all brights, rainbows, and it was so cute and conversation bubbles. And I thought, okay, I've got an idea. So what I did, I'm not going to do this one tonight. I'm going to do this in a reel sometime over the course of the next week. And let me know. I am thinking I have been featuring because Celebration, if you're new to me, I am all over the place and I'm so sorry. Hi, Linda. Thank you, Chris. So your favorite die does look cute with that, Karen. Absolutely. Where was I going with that? So I have been sharing one Celebration and one item bundle from the mini catalog Monday through Sunday. I am thinking what I'm going to do is share the Celebration for a week, and maybe that one's Monday to Sunday, and then the mini catalog item or Celebration, whichever one I haven't used for the Monday to Sunday, would be Wednesday to Tuesday, for example, so that I'm showing you options using both. Let me know what you think. So I was honestly, for tonight, I was thinking I was going to use the Conversation Bubbles dies with the Sending Support Celebration stamp set. And then I remembered that January 25th, which is next Wednesday in Canada, is Bell Let's Talk Day, which is all about mental health. And if you haven't seen the Sending Support stamp set yet, this is free. It's a level 1 Celebration item, so you can get it for free with a $60 order in Canada, 50 in the US. And if you're in a different market, then you'll know what that. It's a level 1. But there are so many sweet sentiments in here that really can lend themselves well to mental health. So I thought, as cute as some of these would be, I'm going to kind of share. I don't have to limit things to just the 1 week, right? Hi, Veronica. So I thought, okay, we're going to mix it up with the Conversation Bubbles dies. I'm just going to share. Oh, that's awesome. This stamp set is on its way to Veronica and Rhonda. I'm going to share whatever I can with this Conversation Bubbles dies. I'll share the Sending Support. I'll share Taco Fiesta will be my mini catalog stamp set for next week because, I mean, the deadline for Handmade at Home will be coming. But I thought I'm going to share some cuteness with anything I can think of. So I took each one of the dies from this bundle and I die cut it into a piece of polished pink. And the reason it's polished pink is because I received a package of polished pink cardstock it was just in a bubble envelope, and it was all kinds of bent on all the corners. So I don't tend to complain, but I did send Stampin' Up! Some pictures and they sent me a new package. So I'm like, what am I going to do with this? So I thought, you know what? Instead of using regular paper or whatever, I'm going to use this polished pink because it's not great on the edges, but it will be perfectly fine for this. So I have gone ahead and I've die cut each of these dies with a piece of polished pink. So I think you saw me hold it up, like you can see what it's going to fit on. You can kind of play around. But I have another idea that I will share as a reel at some point over the next week. Sorry, you can't see the entire thing. Now, the other adorable part of this bundle is that it has this die. Can you see that? But it also has the top. So I used it for blending a background, and I'm going to share that one as well. But I thought, I've got a couple ideas. The one for tonight is going to be so easy because I know that when I shared, seriously, I'm all over the place. I shared that little owl hot cocoa packet, and I know people were asking to see how I colored it. So you are going to see that over the course of the next week because I colored one while I was having dinner. So I'll show you this owl, but this isn't what we're going to do tonight. So if you don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook, head on over. I'll try and share it as Instagram Reels and also YouTube Shorts. But I will show you at some point over the next week how to color this owl like this. It's not hard. And then using some of those Sending Support messages, But this is the one we're going to do. That was a very long way to get to this, wasn't it? So like I said, I went ahead and I die cut a whole bunch of these from Polish Pink and Tahitian Tide and Parakeet Party, and the Evening Evergreen was to get this initial piece. So I started playing around, putting some bubbles together, and then I thought, how cute would this little guy be with all of these conversation bubbles? So I have gone ahead and I've stamped. You see, we've got just a note here. I've got hello here. I've got the hearts. I want you to tell me, are these the sentiments we want to use, or should we use? I think. I was going to put courage is being really scared and doing it anyways, because he's giving his love a flower. Or which one? It's okay not to feel okay and cheering someone up with this little flower. But we can also use the just a note and hello. So this is kind of a choose your own adventure, but I've got the good bulk of it done. But let me know, do you want to see how to color him like this? He just looks adorable, doesn't he? Okay, so I am using, I've shown you a couple of times. If this is your first time catching me, welcome. I want to share that in the annual catalog, there is a stamp set that is a bundle, but it comes with this vellum. And I have just been using little sheets of these vellum. It is thinner than the regular vellum cardstock, and it's a great way to use it up. So I thought I would use some of this, but you probably know that when you use vellum, you need to adhere it very carefully or you will see the adhesive. So I am not going to put this down until I know where some of these bubbles are going to go so that I can strategically put my adhesive there. Hi, Linda. Thank you, Karen. He is, isn't he? So I actually used my scan and cut to cut out the couple of critters I had, but my thought was I would do conversation bubbles, dies, and critters over the next week, and then we'll mix up the sentiments. So I had these all laid out. What do you think? Should we add a few different sentiments, or should we just use the ones that I've got here that say like just a note, which I guess doesn't really fit? The sentiments that come in here are hello, which I have on this little guy. I thought I would do the die cutting ahead of time, one, so that I could play around with colors, but also so that I wasn't doing a whole bunch of die cutting with you tonight. So I know that I had a giveaway for the after live last week, and I was thinking about that just as I was going live tonight. So I couldn't get out of my software to be able to go and do that draw, but I will do that draw because I've got extra favored flowers DSP cards from last week. So tonight, the giveaway will be for this card. And maybe I'll even make a second one so that two people can win tonight. So what do you think? Should we keep it just a note? Because I was thinking this would be so cute. You know the die from, what's it called? Happiness Abounds. The one that looks like note paper. That would look super cute. But there's yum, thank you, yay, wow, hi, oh, hello, just a note, love ya, and sweet. Linda's waving. So I have stamped the little hearts. I've stamped the exclamation mark. We've got a little Daffodil Delight bubble with a Parakeet Party heart. I had turned that light off because I was getting a glare, but I feel like it's like mood lighting in here. So what do we think? And should I make two using the same paper? Because I feel like it is just so bright and fun. And I know when I did my unboxing video, there were people that were not fans of this DSP. Let's put it that way. So if you have not seen it yet, it is the Flowers and More. It is very busy, but there are some patterns that aren't quite so. I love this one because it's got so much going on color-wise, but this one is cute. I mean, a lot of them are cute, but they are very busy. Yes, Karen, they are very bright. I think this one's my favorite because there's just so many colors. This is probably a very close second. So you tell me, should we do two that are the same or should we pick a different pattern? I was specifically looking for something that had polished pink because I had all of these die cut. What set is the turtle from? Are you going? I am going to demo coloring him because he's so stinking cute. Now, this is from, let me show you the bundle. Well, I don't have the dies out right now, but this is from Playing in the Rain. See, this is why I turned my light down. Get rid of the glare. So Playing in the Rain is where he is from. He's actually on the DSP. I would love to show you the DSP, but it is still, I have to package my product shares. Everything just arrived yesterday. Yeah, we're not going to see it from this one. But in this DSP, you can die cut the turtle, the bunny, the fox. So if you don't love coloring or if you're in a hurry, you can die cut it from this DSP. Like the Okay Not to Be Okay. I love that one. As someone who struggles with mental health myself and within my family, I love that one. Okay, so should we maybe use something else? Maybe I'll hang on to this one for the note paper idea that I'm thinking of. Veronica likes this pattern. So do I. Yes, I am going to demo him. Coloring him, not demo him. Makes it sound like I'm going to wreck him. Just looking for some extra paper. We can make two of these at once because the vellum is already cut. I love these little sheets. I love it, one, because they're already ready to go, but two, because they're a little bit lighter. So if you're looking just to mask a little bit of the busyness in the paper behind you, it does just that. Okay, so 4 by 5 1/4. We'll do two. You're going to tell me what color card base. So let's kind of put this together. I like that there's stamped ones, there's die cut ones, there's these ones that have the positive and the negative. Okay, so I'll just grab another yellow one from in here. I did not die cut all of them using the yellow, but maybe this one would be cute. I don't think there's a bad die in here. I mean, there's dies to cut the stars, the flowers. There's a couple of cute little hearts in here. It's all fabulous. My glue. So you know how I use these fine tip glue applicators? This is the third one where I've gone to close it and the pin just falls in. So I'm using it pinless. I don't even know if it's going to work. Probably not. Let's just go with the good old Tombow. I mean, it's Tombow in there. It's just a different, whoops, applicator so that doesn't happen. It is difficult to put glue on while you're holding it in the air. So this one will just be assembly. The other one, I will show you how to color him. Now, I keep arranging my conversation bubbles, and then I do that. I go and push them all out of the way. Do we want a sentiment on this one? Hello, Sonia. If I didn't say it last week, I love your name. That got messy. Okay, we've got our little hello there. I'm going to put this paper out of the way and grab a piece of grid paper. I love how this guy kind of brings all the colors together. The only ones that he doesn't have, well, I mean, he doesn't have all of them on him, but between the bubbles and him, we've got pretty much all the colors of the DSP in there, with the exception of Blackberry Bliss, because my ink pad, I finally parted with it last week. It is one of the ones that goes bad. It won't hold re-inker, and it's always too dry to actually be able to stamp. And I was like, nope, I'm done. I don't use the color a lot because of its tendency to stain. So I'm like, no, I'm done feeling guilty for not using you. Bye-bye. I will say that on these, in the stamp set, these ones that show the outline also stamp the outline. So if you look at the hello, it stamps the outline. These ones are just the words. So if we look at this, I know, was it Deb? No, who was it? Marilyn, I think, said that she likes the It's Okay Not to Feel Okay. Oh, it was right there. So let's do that on here. Although it's kind of awkward, isn't it? The other thing we could use is the Oh Happy Day from this bundle. All the taco ones are very punny. We can use My Friend or It's Your Day. These are all the stamp sets I have out for our Conversation Bubbles and Critters week. Lots of coloring to do. Okay, so I like this one, but it's not really fitting within the bubble. And that is a lot of outlines. Now, some of them I think I'm going to pop up just so it's not all at the same height. So we've got our little exclamation mark in Parakeet Party. I don't want to cover up all the little, I don't know what these are, like the speech part of the bubble to show that someone would actually be speaking. Hi, Barbara. You don't need to apologize. I'm just happy you're here. We're choosing a sentiment for this bubble. So there are, a number that we could use from the Conversation Bubbles bundle, which is kind of just out of your sight. We were hoping to use It's Okay Not to Feel Okay, but it's a little bit big. We can use My Friend or It's Your Day. We could use Hoot Hoot You're So Cute, but I don't think that would make sense without the owl. We could do Oh Happy Day. I mean, there's any number of sentiments we can use. So now that I've got this all gluey, I was thinking about popping it up, but I don't want to cut the dimensional. I think I will pop the whole bubble up. And in trying to prevent a glare, it's getting a little dark in here. Okay, so we'll pop this one up. Thinking that one will just kind of go in the middle. Love You is cute too. Okay. You've had a very strange week. Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, in some ways it's like, oh my goodness, how is it only Wednesday? And then, I mean, when I'm thinking about prepping for this, it's like, oh, it's Wednesday already? Man, I have glue coming out galore. I've gotten so used to using that fine tip glue that when the fine part of it came apart, it's like, oh, what do I do? Okay, I think I'm going to put this one up here. If this is your first time joining me, I'm a bit of an overthinker, so you don't have to put this much thought into what goes where, but I mean, I'm trying to spread out my colors so that I don't have too much Tahitian tide, but actually I kind of like that one there. Probably shouldn't have put that there if I'm stamping. Let's do, sorry. Let's put the Love Ya. I did not put the thing on all of them because I was stamping them before I die cut them. Oh, I want to mention there was In the weekly announcements that demonstrators get, there was some information shared about the, I thought that said yo. It says oh. There was some information shared about the stamp sets in the mini catalog that are offered in both photopolymer and red rubber. Initially, Stampin' Up! They didn't point this out on purpose. They wanted people to notice them on their own, I guess, and see which one was performing better. Judy, I'd love hello, but then I just put it there. Maybe as you were typing that. So it turns out it's actually caused some confusion. So now they are going to share the fact that there are two different options. I don't know about you, but I love both sets of options. I love red rubber because they stamp so great. They clean up well. They don't stain. But then I also love photopolymer because you can see where it's going. So I don't know. I think given the option, I would choose red rubber. I guess it probably depends what it is. Two-step stamping, you don't want to do that. But I'm just finding that my photopolymer aren't staying as sticky as long. And it's driving me crazy. I feel like I need another color in here because there's just so much Tahitian Tide. So maybe we'll leave it empty there and just kind of start building up. Hello, Elizabeth. So as I'm gluing this, I want to mention for those of you that are not already demonstrators on the note of that announcement, Celebration is always the best time to join Stampin' Up! To purchase the starter kit because there's always such amazing deals. There are some people that just join every celebration. There is no pressure to place another order, but if you do, you get at least a 20% discount on your orders. And my team, which has just, what's the word I'm looking for? Tiffany and I combined our teams in some senses. I mean, because she's in the US and I'm in Canada, we can never truly share our teams. It's not like I can see all of her report information and that kind of stuff. Where should this one go? I feel like we've got too much pink and green going on over there. But we did combine our groups. So now our teams have the benefit of being part of a larger group. It also means that our teams get all of our tutorials. So for the most part, Tiffany's team was getting all of her tutorials anyways. Mine weren't getting all of them. But now if I do a class in Canada that they don't have access to in the US, they get the tutorial for free. Wink, wink, Karen. We were talking about one of the classes that I had just done recently, and because it wasn't a class that I did with Tiffany, it was going to mean that those in the US had to pay for it. But no, not now. I will be putting that tutorial in our Facebook group probably this week. But all of this to say that there are 3 amazing starter kit options right now. And I'm sharing this as I continue on here. Otherwise, I would just be quiet. Right. Hi, Kathy. So there are 3 options for the starter kit right now. 2 of them include the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, one in white. Where am I putting this one? These 2 are the same shape. Maybe I'll grab a different Tahitian Tide. So they both include the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, one in white, one in boho blue. And then there's a third option where you can, basically you are getting triple the product for free of what you normally would in a starter kit offer. This one either looks like a ghost or something I'm not going to say. But it's an amazing deal. So if you live in Canada and are not yet a demonstrator, I would love to welcome you to our growing team. Okay, you know what? I need to leave room for the turtle, right? So maybe I don't use this one, or maybe I put, it's very Tahitian Tide heavy up there. I've got some glue that poured out. Anyways, yeah, if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them. Now, this little guy, should we pop him up? It looks like his head's blowing up and he's... Do we leave it like that? I mean, it's glued down, so I don't know that I can move it. But it looks like his mind is blown. Oh, boy. I'm going to pop him up, and yeah, he's going there. His mind is blown. So our team meets the second Tuesday of every month, with the exception of February, because the second Tuesday is Valentine's Day, so we're moving it to the Monday. There are prizes, and we're going to do quarterly bingo and the free tutorials, and yeah, it's amazing. Yes, he has a brilliant idea. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep that relatively straight. There we go. That could not have worked out better. Okay, and then I will just put a little bit of glue in those areas that are covered, because we know if we put adhesive on vellum where it's going to show, it's going to show. I'll put just a little bit. Shoot. Not doing so well with the glue today. Now, one of the drawbacks to this vellum being a lighter weight than the traditional vellum cardstock is that there is likely to be a little more warping, especially with this liquid glue, than there would be with the vellum cardstock. This is going to kind of pop up, and that is because there's no adhesive there, but I mean, I'm okay with that. Are you? You just woke up from a nap. Awesome. Thank you, Judy. What do you think? Should we put a couple of embellishments on here, and then maybe we can add a little bit more adhesive in a couple of strategic spots? Like this one's popping up a little more than I think I would like. And then there's little spots of adhesive that are going to drive me bonkers. If you were going to put embellishments, what would you put? We could die cut a couple of the hearts and stars. What do you think? Now, I do actually have another turtle colored here. He did not stamp all that well. What do you think? Should I restamp him? And then I will color him better. Do I restamp or leave him as is? I mean, someone's getting this, so let's restamp it. Why am I even asking? Turtle. I did use my Stamparatus because I found that was just using Memento and a block, and because this is red rubber, I can't stamp it exactly in the same spot without my Stamparatus. Just going to put this, I don't know which one I have out, but one is AWOL. Is it good luck? Oh, it might be. I had an idea earlier. It's probably stuck to something. I'll find it later. I hope. Okay, Stamparatus. So we are going to take the foam piece out because this is red rubber and we don't need that extra lift. I am going to grab some white cardstock. I've got just a little piece here, which should be enough. Yes, Linda, I like that idea. Use him. No, use him. In case I didn't mention it, because I think I started talking about it earlier, Tiffany and I are featuring the Playing in the Rain bundle, I think in April. If you are not aware, the mini catalog is only 4 months this year, so it only runs January to April. So we are squeezing a lot in just a couple of months. One more. I feel like I'm missing that middle part. Come on. Right there. The rest is getting darker, so maybe I will just do that with a marker after. Last try. Not bad. This is getting so heavy. I don't know where that stamp is. And given that I've already lost one of my photopolymer stamps since this catalog launched, which a month. Ridiculous. I know I did stamp it. Pretty sure it's the Good Luck. Now, that being said, I do have multiples of this stamp set. So if I lost it, I will use one of those. But this is a Celebration offering. It's a level 1, so it's easy enough to get. You just need a $60 order before taxes and shipping. If anyone sees that Good Luck stamp, let me know. Oh, why does it bother me so much when I can't find something? I didn't put it in here, did I? Oh, look at this. This was one of the things that did not make it for the Handmade at Home using the Taco Fiesta. But look how cute it is. It's funny that it's the Good Luck one that's missing. It's almost like it's saying, good luck finding me. Okay, let it go, let it go, let it go. So, to color this guy. Oh, while I'm coloring, please think about what you would like as, I don't know. Think about the card base color. Do we want to do Tahitian Tide or Polished Pink or Parakeet Party? Sorry, that sound must be so annoying on here. Or Daffodil Delight. Yeah, I don't know where it is. It'll turn up. Or it won't, like my little cherry from the Share Milkshake bundle. You know, this is so dark. I'm going to color both, just in case. Oh, where did you go? I probably threw it in here. I don't know. Okay, little 10-second tidy. I used Granny Apple Green, light and dark. Old Olive, that's what I thought, Judy, but no. Yeah, it's not. But it's funny that it's the Good Luck one, because I remember thinking of Tiffany when I saw that one, because she was saying that we never have like a St. Patrick's Day theme. And the Good Luck just made me think of her. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so we got our 3 greens. I used Light So Saffron and Daffodil Delight, light and dark. And what else did I use? I think that's it. So, like I was saying, this is very easy. It's not complicated. It's just a matter of going in the right order. But, I mean, you can't screw it up. No way, Linda. That's so awesome. I wish I had found that one. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to color both just on the off chance that I mess one up. So what I did was I started with my dark Old Olive. And anywhere where there would be a shadow, I would just come in. So think about where the light is hitting him and where it's not. and just add a little bit of dark. So right by his arms, underside, his legs, the shell would be casting shadows. So we're just going to go over here. And same for that leg. And then for the shell, I actually just used the Granny Apple Green. So I left this for a few seconds before I moved in with the light and dark Granny Apple Green. So in the meantime, I'm going to color his eye with the light So Saffron. Oh, I didn't do this one. We're going to do both because I don't know how well you can see this one. And if I could figure out how to zoom in StreamYard, I don't think it's possible, but if I could, you would be able to see a little bit more. So maybe this one you can see some more. And it never hurts to see something twice, right? Okay, so I think that's it for the dark Old Olive. We'll do his little eye. I don't know what color Turtle's eyes are, but... And then I'm going to color in all of these, I don't know what they are, these yellow pieces with my light So Saffron. Hi, Megan. Hi, Roz. We are coloring a turtle to make this cute little guy. And someone needs to tell me what color, I don't know what is casting a shadow. Everything, because I don't have my overhead light on. What color card base are we using for this guy? My iPad is like over here and casting a shadow. So maybe if I move it back a little bit and then that light goes over the, ay, ay, ay. Turn that one up and I want it that way. So now we're going to come in with our dark Granny Apple Green, and we're just, everywhere that we put that dark, we're just going to go over it and add a little bit more. So it just comes out a little bit further than it was. But we're going over the Old Olive so that they blend, because we don't want that warm green and a cool green together without blending, I mean. We're just leaving a little bit of a white space in there, and that will be for the lightest, well, for the light Granny Apple Green. I did not do, why can I not focus on two? Okay, so we've got one vote for Parakeet base and one for a polished pink base. So we could do one of each because we are doing two cards. So we've gone in with our dark, and now we're just going to fill in the rest. So I use my brush tip and just go in as close as I can. When it gets a little too close where I won't be able to stay in the line, I'll move to my bullet tip. But for the spaces that I can, I like to use my brush tip to cover more area. And then we're just going to keep blending it until we don't see a line. Now, you don't want to do too much at one time because it will bleed right outside those lines. Probably more so on this one that has really heavy ink, this one. I think this one, there's not enough ink to even bleed. But we are going to keep applying it and allowing it to dry in the meantime. It's got a nice little squeaky sound. Oh, I have not prepped my giveaway. So these two cards are going to two lucky viewers. We'll do one on the live. And should we do one on the live or two on the live? We'll do two on the live, and then I'll do one of my other critter cards over the next couple days for the replay. Seems fair, right? So we will do, I'm not going to have an American and a Canadian version this time because, I mean, conversation bubbles, there's no other way to spell it. We could do a flag. Hi, Diane. Uh, Linda says, let me round it out with a vote for a green card base. Okay. So we could do parakeet. We could do granny apple green. So you're just going to keep going over this until you're happy with the way it looks. If you still see too harsh a line in between, then you can stop right there. We are, however, going to come back to our dark granny apple green, and anywhere like between these spots, I don't know what they are, we're going to add some dark just to break it up a little bit. Probably could put some old olive in there, but otherwise it feels like it's too much of the light granny apple green, so just come in and add it wherever you want. There's no wrong way to do it. And then we'll leave that for a couple seconds. We're going to come in and, with the So Saffron, the light So Saffron, we're going to come in and do this whole underbelly. I mean, we don't have an overbelly, right? So it's his belly, it's not the shell. So if you notice, I'm doing something and then I'm letting it sit for a minute and then coming back to it. I'm not going in to blend it right away. I want a bit of a differentiation to a point. If I come in and blend it right away, it's going to blend and I won't end up with those, the lines basically that I want. But by letting the first color sit a little bit, I will get a nice differentiation. Okay, so now I'll come in and just color the rest of the shell. And like I said, you can just keep coming back to it if you don't like, if it's too harsh a line or whatever. Just keep working at it. Just don't let it oversaturate to the point where it's bleeding through. Like obviously you can see we've done a lot on the head, so that part's starting to bleed through, but you don't want to keep this so wet that your cardstock ends up like pilling and falling apart. So give it some time to dry in between. Also, when you're using blends this much, if you're not in a ventilated space, I know we don't say, hey, use these in a ventilated space, but it is alcohol ink. I found I was coloring on one of my breaks at work yesterday, and it was like, whew, that's strong. I don't notice it when I'm in my craft room, but at work, whew. Okay, I have a snoring puppy in here. Oh, just at the door. She's having a dream. I don't know if she runs and jumps in her dreams, but she is, she's going to be 11 this year. Yeah, she's going to be 11. And she just, her legs are starting to really fail her. She can't jump onto our bed, and nothing is quite the way it used to be. A poor girl. So she's probably jumping and frolicking in a field. I could pull out the polished pink, yes. So I think we'll do one green and one pink. You just tell me. Polished pink for one of them, but for the green, should we do parakeet or granny apple? So this is parakeet, and this is more granny. Now I'm coming in with the light Daffodil Delight. So you can see there's just a whole lot of layering. You're just building up the color. But if you try doing this all in one go, your paper would get flooded. So again, we're coming in and doing wherever the shadows are. I guess I should have started with dark, but I've got light. So now we're just going to come in and add the light here, and then we'll come back in with dark and blend it out some more. But I have found that just by playing around and not having a specific project, just coloring for the fun of it, the practice of it, really helps so that when you want to do a project, you are feeling more capable and comfortable of doing it. If you're always coloring for a specific project, it can be a lot of pressure. So allow yourself to just color for the fun of it. Okay, which one are you liking? Are you liking the super dark one or the lighter one? Oh, Pet's puppy. Bear with, oh, I don't think I can change that. I was going to say maybe I'll turn one of these lights, but I don't think that's going to work. Okay, so now I've got my dark. We're just going to put a little bit kind of right at the bottom. Come in here and add some. So I have a funny car story to tell you. Those of you that have been with me before probably know that my car was stolen from my driveway the day after Boxing Day. It was running. My command start doesn't work anymore, but within a 5-minute window, it was stolen. It was found later that same night, I guess in the morning, but it was finally towed to the dealership yesterday. But no one knew what the damage was. I had to find a repair shop that would accept it as a tow, so I did. I ended up going back to the dealership that I'm coming back to Light, Daffodil Delight. I called my dealership and they could take it, and it finally got towed yesterday, and I woke up to an email from the dealership saying, hey, can you bring in some spare keys? And I called him because I thought that would be better than just emailing. So I called him on my way to work. I'm like, so funny story. I said, I think I locked it. I said I went to see the damage so that I could tell you what to expect or whatever repair shop it was going to go to. And halfway home, I'm like, oh, I have a sinking feeling that I locked. Like I've got keyless entry. I have a sinking feeling that I locked it when I was done trying to get my glasses or whatever else. I did. And that wouldn't be a problem, except that it's been sitting around for 3 weeks, not being charged, not being run. Like the battery is dead. So they can't use the keyless entry to get in. He's like, so I'll call you if I can't find, like, if I can't get a way in. I'm like, well, you can call, but I mean, every spare key I have for that car is in the car because we dropped off the spare when it was recovered, and whoever stole it had the original set in the ignition. So, yeah, I said, now all of this could have been prevented if I had just locked it in the first place. But no, that's just my luck. Okay, so are you ready for the thing that is going to transform this? These super cute turtles into this. Are you ready? Both look okay. Okay. Lighter one, Granny Apple, Granny Apple. Okay, it looks like Granny Apple. Okay, so I need to reach across the room for my watercolor pencils. So I used crushed curry and only crushed curry. So I came in. Now the key to using watercolor pencils, pencil crayons, whatever, is to build it up slowly. You don't want to come in and just done. You need to build it up. So I would suggest starting light. You don't want to go heavy. You can test it on another piece of paper, but just kind of fan it. You're just putting the pencil crayon where the dark Daffodil Delight was. Now, had I had green with me, I probably would have added a little bit of green, but I had a specific color palette because I was planning on coloring something and I ran out of time. But this seemed to make all the difference in the world. So now we're going to come in and add just a little bit where that shell shadow is. We'll add a little bit down here, a little bit there. And like I said, you're just going to work it in. You can't get this all down in one pass. You could try, but you may not be happy with the results. So just keep building it up. For me, it can be hard to know when to stop, but this is what will add that extra detail. Maybe not as cute as this one, but also this wasn't a great inking. I'll go over this with my pen. This one is atrocious. This is like 5 layers of Memento on here. But I want to show you, because I'm not going to use this one anyways, just how much this adds. Now, if you don't have, like, say you want to go over the green, but you don't have a green pencil crayon, watercolor pencil, whatever it is, and it doesn't have to be a watercolor pencil. You can get like Crayola pencil crayons. I don't remember what kind I have. I kept thinking, oh, I need Prismacolor. I need this. I need this. No, I don't. It's just regular pencil crayons. If you have kids that have pencil crayons, just use those. Now, you can come in and blend it in, but I like the little bit of definition that I get from that. So, like I was saying, if you don't have green, like I certainly do in here, I also have some metallic ones from Michaels. Love them. If you don't have green, you can use your basic gray. Let's try it on this one first, or black. But I would suggest coming in with gray first, because it can be very easy to blow it up with black. So just come in and add some little lines. And I'm pretty sure I've shown pencil crayon detail before, but I just love the definition, because you can do this as an absolute newbie. You don't need to be like this grand master Copic color. You just add a little bit in a little small section, and it just brings them to life. And if you don't like it, erase it. Just use a white eraser and it will come right off, as long as you haven't pressed too hard. So even if you hadn't used the dark Old Olive here, you could still darken that up. So just practice. Stamp yourself a few critters or something that's fun to color, and practice. You could even add a little bit of gray in those sections. But now I'm going to use, what shall I use? Shall I use a journaling pen? No, these are discontinued, which is very unfortunate. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Diane, Karen. Let's start at the bottom. The journaling pens are no longer current, which is kind of unfortunate. But you can use your black Stampin' Write marker. I always find that my fine tip ends dry out faster than the rest. Anyone else find that? But in a sense, this almost is like giving you no line coloring. You don't have a huge dark border, like a coloring book. It also might help you cover if you went outside the lines. Now, it was really this part that he lost all his definition. I looked up and like, kind of not surprised it's taken me an hour. There was a whole lot of yakking at the beginning. Okay, so before I forget, I am going to start that giveaway. Whoops. So you can enter to win one of these two. And then for the replay, we'll have a different phrase, and you will win one of the other critter cards that I do at some point this week. Oh, he's so cute. I have one more tip for bringing a little critter to life. And I got it from Jennifer McGuire, but I'm going to make it Stampin' Up. Applicable to Stampin' Up. So Jennifer McGuire, when she's coloring critters, always adds some black glaze pen, and it just brings their eyes to life. But I have glaze pens, and I found that it can be really tricky to get them to work, especially if you've done like a pencil crayon over top of a marker. So if you don't have a glaze pen, or maybe you don't do a ton of critters and you don't want to invest in something like that, you don't need a glaze pen. All you need is some Wink of Stella. Make sure that it's clean, and then just go over the eyeball. And you may do it a couple of times, but make sure you clean it in between. And then it brings them to life like you wouldn't believe. You could also add it to his shell, but you see it? Probably not, because it's not focusing. Come on, wink, little turtle. There. It's like he's alive. I'm tossing this guy. He is way too thick. Okay, now I die cut this. Well, I didn't die cut him. I actually used my scanning cut because I had an owl and a bear to cut out. And whoops, neither one of them have dies. So spoiler alert, you're going to see these guys in the next week. I wonder if maybe that's where my stamp went too. It's on the floor. So I will die cut him. I ended up cutting this part out because even the die doesn't do that. So let me grab those. Where are you? And then I will grab a polished pink piece of cardstock. These are the dies that go with the Playing in the Rain. Is it Playing in the Rain? Hi, Melissa. Oh, Blakely says turtle pretty. So cute. So this is our little turtle, but look at the tree stump and the grass. There are some butterflies and kites, an umbrella, a bridge. So we said polished pink and granny apple green. Reminder before it's too late. See, all of this paper was crumpled in every corner. Do not wait to get your in-color products. Your color refills, your cardstock, everything. Get them now before everyone else remembers that they have to order these before they sell out. Hi, Joan. Because they're going to sell out. They always do. So your cardstock, your re-inker, your Stampin' Blends, whatever it is you need in those in colors, get it now. I'm trying to get rid of the shadow, but it's not working. Okay, so bring in my paper trimmer. And just in case you're new to card making, to make a card base, you're scoring in half one way and cutting in half the other way. So we are going to make this a top folding card. So that being the case, we need to score it at 5.5 inches. Fold it. Whoops, sorry. And I use the side of my paper trimmer to get it square. The screensaver just went on and it's never looked like that before. And then we're going to cut it in half at 4 1/4. Okay, so we'll repeat that for this one, and we're going to do another top folding. But if you were looking for a side folding, you would score it at 4 1/4 and cut at 5.5. So if you're making A2 size cards, score in half, fold, burnish, and then cut in half. And I say to fold before you cut because you're more likely to get a straight square card. I know it's not square, but I hope you know what I mean. Okay, now that one's crumpled. That one's kind of crumpled. I am going to move my face out of here, so last chance. And I am going to, can I just stop that one? Let's stop that. And now you can see just that. I'm going to move my iPad out of the way because it's just casting such a nasty shadow. So what do you think? Ooh, that's a lot of pink on there. I'm kind of thinking that one. And then this one will have less pink on it. I don't know. Maybe I'll just put one polished pink bubble on that one. But I'm just finishing this one during the live because I've already gone over an hour, and I will finish the other one and share an image of it. But this is the die that goes with this turtle. So if you do want to cut out that space between his hand and the flower, it's easy. I mean, it's fussy cutting like we would fussy cut anything. Okay, so I'm just going to grab this, and I'm not going to finish this part because you've already seen the coloring, and my die cutting machine is outside of the frame anyway, so you're not going to see that. But, oh, darn it. So what I need to do is go to, can I open another one? We will do the giveaway quick before I forget. Give away. And what should I use for this? Hashtag turtle. All lowercase. So enter that. Both cute. Thank you. Okay, so while the giveaway is going, I will die cut this and adhere that part. So hashtag turtle to win one of these two cards. And the first winner will get to choose which color they get. Just use a little bit of seal on the back. I will stamp something on the inside for the winners. If you want something specific on the inside, please just send me a message and let me know. I won't do it tonight. I'll wait to hear from you. And then, like I was mentioning earlier, an hour ago, like, how do I manage to just make one project in an hour? I'll tell you why, because I don't stop talking. Some of my coworkers would agree. I will announce last week's winner. Okay, so the two winners during the live stream will win these two cards. And then, like I said, during the, if you're catching the replay, please drop me a hashtag replay in the comments, and that will enter you for the replay prize. Okay, so here he is. I'm going to show you very quickly how to fussy cut this while we're waiting. There's 9 entries so far. And because it's a card, I can send it anywhere in the world. So don't think just because you're not in Canada doesn't mean you... Even if you're not in Canada, you can still enter because it's just a card. You're not getting actual product. Okay, so just take your scissors and cut around, trying to leave that same size border. I don't like having a big white section on a die cut. So look, pretty easy, right? So the one thing I need to do is add a little bit of Pool Party to his flower. Otherwise it looks like we just forgot about it. It's a little white daisy, so just add some Pool Party, makes it seem like it's got some depth and shadow. Okay, hashtag turtle. Yeah, I know. I don't stop talking. It's a problem. I've told you before, I get to the end of a Facebook Live or a live stream and it's like, oh my gosh, I did it again. I am going to add just a little bit of Pool Party blend because that's looking a little harsh. I went overboard on my shadow. So now this will just give it a little bit of detail with the blending on there. Okay, we ready? Hashtag turtle. I'm doing the first draw. I know you can't see this. I'm sorry. Barbara Page. Barbara Ferguson Page is the winner. So, Barbara, you let me know if you want the pink one or the Granny Apple Green, or maybe you want a different color. I haven't mounted this one yet. So, if you want a different color, let me know. But I'm pretty sure you said Granny Apple Green. And let's do one more. Deb McCowan is the other winner. So, Deb, I don't believe I have your mailing address. So, if you can send that to me in a message, whether it be on Messenger or through my business page or stampedaf@gmail.com, that would be great. And that's it. So, Barbara, let me know which color you want, whether it's the Granny Apple Green or a different color altogether. And then, oh, Barbara says green, please. So, Deb, place to have you fussy cut for me. Deb, you can choose. So it's stamped af@gmail.com. Let me write it down. I've got glassboard under here, but it causes such a glare that I can't use it. And let me know if you want the polished pink or another color. So it's stamped af@gmail.com. What do you want to bet that they're going to use this as the thumbnail for this live? Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm sorry that was so long. I'm telling you, ADHD. If I had gotten this diagnosis years ago, I think it would have made a difference. But at this point, old dog, new tricks. So you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you soon, my crafty friends. Bye.